Hey Mo, thanks for taking the time today. And of course, I'm Nathan Helm with Afterburn Soccer. We have a podcast, a blog. We do enjoy talking about North Texas and following them over the course of the season. But we just want to kind of give fans a chance to get to know you a little bit better.
Mm.
With your background as a super draft signing and your time now with North Texas. But let's just start at the beginning. Just how long have you been playing soccer? How long has soccer been a part of your life?
First of all, thank you for having me. And to answer your question, I've been playing since I was 4 years old.
Oh wow. Yeah. So you started young.
Yeah, I did.
Was soccer? Oh, has it been your main sport? Have you played other sports?
I've played soccer like I said since I was four, so it's been like in my life since I was young. But I remember when I was like probably around 8 years old, there was a time where my mom took too long to add me and my brother on the soccer team, so we had to play basketball for that season, and that was the only
Okay.
time I played another sport than soccer.
All right. All right. Well, that's great. An interesting thing how that happens in life. Parents are busy sometimes. Always
Yeah.
forget to do this stuff. But did you have a favorite team growing up, or a favorite player or two that you sort of idolized or followed as a
My
young
my
soccer player?
my favorite team was PSG,
Okay.
and the soccer player that I loved was Pogba.
All right.
Yeah.
That's great. Uh, it, it, I know, I don't think PSG played in for this Club World Cup. They played in Dallas, have they?
No, they haven't played in Dallas. I don't think any team has played in Dallas yet.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, it was a good chance. Might be a chance to go see them. I don't know. Have you been able to see them live?
Yeah, I've seen
Oh,
them live like I think 2 times in my life.
okay. All right,
Yeah.
great. Oh, that's great. That's great. Um, every player finds their own path, in this profession. And you're, from born in Montreal with roots in Mali. Yet then, I was reading the press release when North Texas signed you. Of course, you ended up in Florida with the Montverde Academy, a high school. Just tell us about that journey. I mean, what brought you from Montreal to Florida? How did that opportunity come your way?
So at that time I was 15 years old at that time. And so I saw on Instagram one day just a post about a combine that was gonna happen. So I sent it to a friend and we had to gather money to pay to enter the combine. We did that and I ended up being part of the 5 players that were recruited to actually go play for the team. And at that time I was kind of a troublemaker at school. So my dad didn't even think twice. He accepted it and he let me go.
Was the academy, was it a pretty strict, pretty disciplined kind of environment?
Yeah, it was actually I think if you're weak mentally, a lot of people would have went back home because yeah, I would go there and spend like a whole year without seeing like the family and then go back home for 2 weeks and then do that again for like I mean my whole high school from freshman to senior. And I had some teammate that actually didn't go back home that would do like 6 years in the United States without going back home. And we'll train every day during vacations too. When people will go back home for a vacation, we'll stay on campus in the dorms and train. And we had a really strict like schedule. Wake up early in the morning, go to school, train. It was, yeah, it could be really hard, but it did help.
And coming out of high school now, I know some young players in the U.S. and it's been changing over the past 10 years or so, are now going straight from high school into an academy situation, and others are still going into college and things like that. I mean, is as your that experience at Montverde kind of included, what was there academy connection there, or how did the Penn State kind of next step come about?
So Montfort is a prep school. So there is more academic than your sport, not the opposite. So they will always make sure your grades are high enough so you can enter a good school. And the soccer side, they will make sure they bring a lot of college to see the players. And like I've been there from freshman to senior year. So every year they like we have college coaches that will come on campus and watch. So a lot of colleges have seen me grow from a freshman to a senior. And Penn State just came, I think they came when I was a senior and just started talking to me, and then we got into more serious talk, and then I chose to go there.
Did you have any interest from academies, like from MLS academies or programs at that time?
At that time, when I was 17 years old, I did played for like what Philly, the Union.
Oh, okay, okay,
Did a preseason with them, and because we had a pro showcase with a lot of MLS teams, and they have asked for me and a few other players to join them for preseason.
okay. It's interesting. Yeah, because it seems like players at this right now, especially in North America, are finding all kinds of different pathways to sort of make it work. You had a good time at Penn State. How did that help you grow as a player? I mean, what was that jump like going from that high school level to a D1 program?
I think the jump was like the soccer side, it wasn't like a big jump just because the our academy had actually good players and we play good matchups. I think it was most like in life because I was so used to this schedule of always being on the same campus, being in the dorm, having a having a like a dorm parent tell you it's time to get out, having like security tell you no, you're not supposed to do that, you can't do that, to getting in college where Penn State is a big school, so it was packed and you have all kind of stuff going on campus and you still have to know your path and stick to your path. And that's where Penn State helped me a lot because I had a coach, Jeff Cook, and his wife. They took me like I was their son, and they helped me in so many things that outside of football. So I think that's why like that's the impact that Penn State had on me wasn't like of course I got to develop as a soccer player, but more as a human and as a man. They helped me a lot to grow up more mentally.
Right, that's powerful. Of course, from Penn State, you get drafted at 71st overall in the Super Draft. Did FC Dallas communicate with you beforehand that they were interested in you? I mean, and how much had you heard about FC Dallas, North Texas, and kind of their academy setup kind of beforehand? I mean, had you heard about the FC Dallas system even before the Super Draft?
So no, I had no idea that they were even interested in me. Like it just happened. And I knew about FC Dallas just because when I was at Montverde Academy, so our first team at Montverde Academy was really good. When I first got there, that was I was 15 years old, I was a freshman. They played against FC Dallas in a tournament and they beat FC Dallas like the first game I think it was 4-0 or 3-0, something like this. And then in final, FC Dallas beat them 4-1, something like that. And I was so shocked because they were so good. It was the first American team that I saw that actually could play football. And I've been talking about this guy a lot with some of my teammates here, but they had this tall midfielder that played that game. And now I think he's in Europe, but he's really good. I just forgot his name, but he was a FC Dallas player too. So that's how I knew about the team. But
Yeah,
coming up to the draft, I didn't have no idea about them.
wonder if that was it 10 or Tessman or someone like that.
Exact. That is this
Yeah,
guy that I'm talking
yeah,
about.
yeah,
It's this guy. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, he's in France now, I think. Yeah, so. Um, Well, all right, you get drafted, huge step up, and lots of fans who follow professional soccer, they just don't understand how hard the jump is between different levels of the game. That high school is one level and college is another, and then you get to next pro, USL, Major League Soccer, and then of course further up. But what was that step up in quality and intensity like going from even Penn State to North Texas or in training even with the first team.
So. when I first got to preseason with FC Dallas, I saw the difference like right away. Because when I was in college, I would get to training and then go to the locker room, put my boots on, and hop to warm up right away. And then I get to FC Dallas where I get the schedule, and if we have training at 10, I gotta be there at like 8. And at first I was like, what the heck? Then I understood like the whole process. I get here, I get breakfast, I get time for myself, I change, I can go to the gym, do whatever I have to do. Then we have a meeting, and then we go on the field. And then from there you see the difference. Like first day you see the difference, and then just the consistency of the players, the coaches, the staff is it's always 100% or more, never less. So I think that did definitely like shock me.
And you're just now really getting to experience, I think, like the heat in Frisco, like practicing in the heat, which is just a different thing, right? How has that been?
Honestly, I'm African, so and I play with the national team in Mali, where it's like even warmer. So I don't really complain. It does get really hot, but yeah, I don't have time to complain, honestly. I just go out and play.
Well, you come into North Texas, you get signed by them after a huge year for them. Just a lot of talented players, a great team, winning MLS Next Pro. But of course, a lot of turnover. A lot of those guys have moved on to different places, some to the first team. An opportunity to kind of step into the team at a really good time to make your name and a lot of minutes. And you've already had 12 games played, 12 games started. Just coming into that. Um, has there been pressure? Have you felt a little bit of pressure, like, hey, we need to meet a certain standard set by last year's group, or has it been kind of a blank slate, and you've been able to just sort of bond with this new group of players and start to build your own thing?
So yeah, it's definitely a change from the last year team. But when it comes to pressure, I haven't felt pressure because of what the team have achieved last year. I feel like I put pressure on myself because I have so high standard, and John, our coach, has high standard for everybody, and the team has changed a lot. It's a younger team, so it's more difficult to handle players and like tactics and stuff. So I think the pressure it comes where you're the I'm not the oldest, but I'm one of the leaders of the team where I have to try to maintain everybody on the same page so we can actually go and perform and give 100%. So I think that's the only challenge that we have this year because I think we're part of the teams that are like the youngest in the league. So sometimes it's not about how good you are, how fast you run. It's more about how your intelligence is emotionally and how much you can give. You see, because a lot of time young players they think that yeah, I have talent, I have this, I have that, I'm gonna do all that. But then you come to a 24 years old who he doesn't even want to run, but he's just more smart than you, and then you can do nothing. So yeah, that's it.
That's great. That's interesting. Yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, man. I just fans see this, and then we just think. Sometimes folks watch from the sidelines and just think, oh, you're talented. It should be easy for you, but the mental aspect, it's so challenging to stay locked in. And I mean, certainly, that's kind of been a challenge for North Texas, even for the first team, FC Dallas. It's like you make one mental mistake, you get punished for it at this level. Something Coach John Gall has talked about with your team. I mean, how is that? How does that work for you as a player to kind of to lock in? Hey, you have to grind each week with practice. The schedule that you have, but then you have to go out in the field and you have to stay sort of locked in. How do you manage that as just a human being, as an athlete?
Um, well, first of all, like, yeah, it's hard. Like, it's hard to do, but I feel like personally, I embrace it. That's why I play the sport because it's an everyday thing. Like people see the games and stuff, but before the games, there's training. So, and John is big on that. Is you can't be perfect like performing on game days if you don't do what you have to do at training. So when it's time to train, I always make sure I try to stay locked in for the whole training. Or if I don't, maybe one day I can play good for 80 minutes and then 86 minutes I make a lack of concentration and then a goal happen. And unfortunately that's how football works, you know. If you're not focused for the whole game, something bad can happen. So I feel like for me personally, when I'm on the training ground, that's when I try my best to stay focused for the whole training, even when it's time for drink, to listen to coach talk. I try to stay focused and not get like this and watching everywhere. No, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused until coach says finish.
Right. Um, well, on the flip side of that too, dealing with the grind of practice and things, are there ways that you unwind after practice that kind of keep you rejuvenated? Are there things you do for fun outside of practice that kind of help you, recharge?
Yeah. So me after training, when I get home, it's more I always take a nap. And after my nap, I watch a show, movie. I like to write a lot. I like to write songs and sing. So I'll just do that. And then I always go for a walk before I go to bed. That's just how and that's how like I feel comfortable. So my days are always the same. I always do the same thing every day. My life is kind of boring, but that's how I like it.
Yeah. Well, let's jump over to just John Gall real quick. I mean, how has that been working with him as your head coach? He's an intense guy, driven guy. It's always fun to talk to him. But I mean, you said it, like he really demands a lot from his players. So how has that been like with him as your head coach?
So far, I've just loved it. It's He's someone like if you're John, if you're not strong mentally, I feel like he can like how can I say that? He can throw you off. You're gonna be like, oh, I don't like this guy, I don't like this guy. But if you're someone with a lot of ambitions and someone who wants to go far, I feel like John is just the right guy to have on your side. Because even when you're doing so good, he's not gonna tell you, hey boy, you're doing good, you're doing good. He's gonna find this little mistake and tell you, hey boy, wake you up. So you don't feel comfortable or you don't feel like, oh, I'm doing good now, I'm gonna relax. He's always gonna find this little thing to keep pushing you. And I feel like that's why personally I love to have him as a head coach. He's always and he's here for you too. He can be really hard sometimes, but not everybody see that sweet side of him, but if you do need him, you can go and talk to him and he'll actually give you good advice and stuff. So yeah, I think he's a great example for all of us in the team. And as a coach too, I think he's really great.
Among the players you get to practice with, again, like I said, there's a lot of new faces at North Texas this year. Um, are there some of those players that you have really relished the chance to kind of practice with, train with, the guys who like really help push you in your own growth on this roster?
Um, it's good that you asked this question because I just have a good example from today's training. But I would say Aaron Essel. Like today we had a actually our training today was actually crazy. We got into it. People were really 50-50 were hard. And it started with me and Aaron. We went for a 50-50. I hit him. Then he got mad. He tried to hit me. Then we just for the whole training we just went at each other hard, 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 hard. And at the end of the training, I shake his hand and we start laughing again. And I feel like that's what I needed in this team, someone who's here to like to have a war with me and it just helps me to push because no, I don't want to lose a 50-50. He doesn't want to lose a 50-50, so we just go at it like crazy. But I think Aaron SL is a good example.
Great, that's great. Well, just a few more. I really appreciate your time. So North Texas, almost like a blank slate. They won the league last year. They come in with a lot of new faces, so it was taking some time to build. But you guys really hit a strong run of play through sort of April and May. Then have had this rough patch in the past few games, some drop points, some losses. Well, what are the conversations like after those losses? And how's the team tried to sort of pick themselves up and kind of get back on track?
After games, when we drop points like that, it's always it's quiet, and then people just are mad. People are mad. People want to say stuff. But we just let it like after a game. It's not after a game. It's never the good time to start talking, talking, talking. But then when we get to training, we always do a recap of why we dropped those points. And then on the training field, we as a professional player, you have to let it go and go find another the other game. So far, I think that's kind of a good strength of our team because we can forget about the losses and go find the wins. But it's tough. But I feel like every team goes through this path during a season. But I think we'll bounce back and go get what we need to get.
Are you, especially what you're being asked to do in North Texas on the back line, as a left-sided defender? Are you asked to do more with the ball on your feet in this setup? And I mean, how are you being asked to grow specifically to help the team kind of stay consistent?
Me, I think as a center back, it's all of the aspect. I have to focus on everything. I have to focus on build up plays, how I deliver my balls, how I defend, how I jump for a header, but most importantly, how I communicate with the whole team. Because as a center back, it's all about your energy. If you're a center back who's ready for war, always talking, it's good. Everybody's gonna feel it, and you're just gonna help your team grow more. And then you have to be good on the ball, run, defend, help others. I feel like that's the expectation of me.
Great, great. One of the nice things about being part of the FC Dallas system is the potential to move up to the next level. Whether it's in that system or at another team, or that, or even to get interest from abroad. You've seen some transfers, even from North Texas to teams abroad. Um, how much is that your dream and motivates you to take the next step in your own career goals?
Man, it's my everyday motivation, honestly. If if you were to tell me, yeah, just come play for North Texas for your whole life, that's your team, blah, 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 I don't think I would have been as much interested. But now that you have FC Dallas that is really connected with North Texas, it helps motivate all of us because yes, we play for North Texas, but everybody on this team wants to at least get a contract with the first team one of these days. So that's my motivation every single day. And then I got to train a lot with the first team. I have a few friends on the team where every time I talk to them or hang with them, I just get motivated even more. You see players with big houses, nice car, people that are settled in their life. And for me, I'm just looking at them like, yeah, one day I want to be like that too. So like yesterday after the FC Dallas game, Osaz, the center back, dropped me home in a nice car and we got to talk. And I'm like, yeah, boy, yes, that's what I want for my life too, you know? So it just helps to motivate me every single day.
Great. I think last question from me. Just let's say you could look back at the end of the season, you could jump ahead, to that November timeframe or whatever, and look back at your year, regardless of whether or not the team, makes a deep run in the playoffs or gets hardware or anything like that. But what would you look back at your own performances over the course of the season as your own personal sort of benchmark and say, that was a successful year for me in my first year of professional soccer. I mean, what does that look like? What would you look at your own performances and your own growth as sort of a marker for success in this first year?
Personally, so I think the first thing I'll look is how many games I got to play, how many minutes did I get. Then I'm gonna ask myself, did I give everything that I could? And then I'm gonna look at how much I grew as a center back and as a soccer player. I think those are the main points I'm gonna look at.
Great, really appreciate your time. Hey, by the way, do you love Texas barbecue? Have you got to experience some of the Texas barbecue?
No, honestly, I haven't been, but is it Texas Roadhouse?
Well, yeah, it's a chain, but it's not barbecue per se.
But no, I haven't yet.
All right. Raul's got to take you. He's got to hook you up. All right. Well, good.
Raul is gonna take me one day on a date.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been fun watching you, and it'll be fun to kind of see how the rest of the season plays out. Best of luck. All right.
Take care.